So, I'm going to have Joey explain our first family, Vicky's side. And then today I was able to do a video chat with her family out of Florida. And so you'll get to see about 10 minutes of that video from that family side of it. And then I'll have you explain the other case. We can, take questions on Vicky and then that. But she didn't go into detail because we were having internet connections. And so I want you to explain the case, really well. If you don't mind setting it up for us, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, Vicki Jansen, as I said, is a client of mine, and Vicki Jansen is the face that those on the other side, those special interests and those insurance companies, Vicki Jansen is the face that they never want to talk about. Because make no mistake about it, issue one is about families and what's going to happen to families. And Vicki Jansen, as I said, was driving on Interstate 40. Many of you know about the Firestone tires that back about 12 or 15 years ago were delaminating and separating because they were defective. There were congressional hearings on the subject. She was also driving a Ford Explorer, which also was defective through, thank goodness for trial lawyers who did amazing discovery, but the Ford Explorers were basically too narrow, and when these tires would separate, folks would try to correct and then the vehicles would flip, and that happened to Vicki as she was coming home, and the roof crushed in, another defect of the Ford Explorer, and it crushed her C2 vertebrae. She had a C2 hangman's fracture, and since that time she lived 13 years, and she lived as a dependent quadriplegic. She, at the time, she had 3 children. She was raising a Down syndrome child, Sean. She never got to hug Sean again. She never got to walk and see her family again. She never breathed on her own again. And for someone, or in the legislature, a government-imposed price tag of $500,000, who would take $500,000 for living, for you living 13 years as a quadriplegic? And as Mosey said, who do we want to make that decision? Do we want government making that decision? Or do we want the people that like you in this room, making that decision? And the fact that Arkansas and the other side knew that jurors, everyday Arkansans, would be listening to the evidence, we were able to bring full and fair accountability to Vicki's situation. The fact that if they do limit damages, make no mistake about what will happen. When they limit damages and the wrongdoer is not paying those damages, guess who ends up holding the bag? The taxpayers. And but insurance companies want to make this fight about what they call greedy trial lawyers. And that's the debate. They think that Arkansans aren't smart enough to figure out that it's not trial lawyers who are putting out defective tires, who are putting out defective Ford Explorers, who are we'll talk about Ken's case in a minute, who aren't training their employees, who aren't supervising their employees, and people are dying and getting named. And one of the things that we all need to understand about tort law is that tort law is more than just about compensation. tort law is about deterrence. And if people and juries aren't able to give full and fair accountability, then conduct rewarded is conduct repeated, and we will have more people who are quadriplegics and more people who are injured. But make no mistake about it, issue one is about a price tag on the value of human life. As Jerry Cox has said, as Rose Mims with Arkansas Right to Life has said, and as folks on the other side. And that's the amazing thing that we're seeing about issue one. We have people on the left, on the right, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives, all coming together for a common cause to defend our rights. But I'm happy, Michelle, to answer more questions about Vicky's case if anyone has any questions.
Hey, Joey, on the issue of awards, is Arkansas known as an extravagant awarding state?
The question was, is Arkansas known as a extravagant award state? That's the one thing. If you ask folks, and they have been. I was at a debate in Jonesboro, and one of the panelists was with the Medical Society, and she was speaking pro issue one, and one of the questions was, can you tell us one verdict that a jury has award that was out of whack? And she couldn't name one. And the fact of the matter is, there have not been. As Mosey said, jurors, they come together as one, and they're pretty smart. And you know, legislators trust jurors to elect them, but they seem to want to not trust them when they're sitting on juries. But I can't name any, and I challenge any legislator out there or anyone pro issue one to point to a jury verdict which has been out of line in the state of Arkansas. And secondly, I would say, is that our founding fathers envisioned that scenario happening on occasion. And they created a mechanism within the judicial, within our Constitution, which said that the trial court judge can lower a verdict if there's a wayward verdict. And also they can appeal, and the Supreme Court can lower a verdict. And in fact, you'll remember, Ed, that happened in Conway. There was a $5 million verdict against a nursing home, and the judge, within 2 weeks of the verdict, lowered that verdict to $1 billion. Now, he can't take a bribe to do it, and that's what happened. Of course, you'll remember Michael Morton bribed the circuit court judge to lower the verdict against his nursing home. And you will also remember that Senator Jake Files took an $80,000 wire transfer from Michael Morton's business partner David Norsworthy 1 week after tort reform was filed in Little Rock back in late 2014. So, do we trust legislators to write the rules of the court and to put caps on damages? So, I can't think of any.